welcome to conversation number 3 of part of our series, helping families get ready to come back to school and not only unlock but flourish as we enter hopefully a new way of being in school and in life. So this short video is about looking after ourselves before we can look after other people. Mr. Sharman is going to talk to you about a little coaching model that might help you develop some next steps in your own lives. Mr. Sharman, thank you so much for agreeing to talk with me. We're doing a series of conversations to support us all in thinking about how we move out of this period, this long period of lockdown, into opening up and now, hopefully flourishing and making the new normal a better version of the normal we've been used to. So we, parents and families and teachers, rightly so, are focusing on their children to make sure their children are moving into school in the best way possible, and we've spoken about that. But there's also, it's a bit like the metaphor of if you're in an aeroplane, when the oxygen mask comes down, they always say put your oxygen mask on first before you help the children, before you help others. So this session is really about how do we provide a bit more oxygen to ourselves. I know you've been doing a course about coaching, and a lot of people have coaching, or they use therapeutic services to help develop their own kind of understanding how to move forward in life. But you've got a little technique that might be helpful for us all. So would you like to share that?
Sure. Yeah. So I have something here called the Wheel of Life, and the idea is that this is sort of a self-assessment, sort of raising self-awareness that you can kind of do as a parent. To help, and I think it's really, I'm really glad we're having this conversation actually, because I think you're right. I think this is a time where we've been either, if you're a parent that's a key worker, you've been looking after everyone else, or if you're a parent who's been at home thinking about everyone else at home. And actually this time as we're coming back is almost a perfect opportunity just to sort of reset and to kind of take some time for yourself and just to really think about what is important again for you, and so this wheel might help, it might not, but it might be helpful, and I'll be able to send this out. So I'm just kind of chat through this and maybe coach you, Dr. Biddulph, as an example of how to fill this out.
Super, yeah.
So the idea here is that in the middle you've got sort of different key priorities in your life that you think are particularly important right now. So for example, it could be your health, your physical well-being, relationships, faith. It could be any area that you might want to put in here.
Yeah.
And so should we talk about those now? So if for you, Dr. Biddulph.
I started, having had a lifetime of a poor relationship with exercise, I started running in September and did the Couch to 5K. I was very proud of myself. But in the last kind of 4 or 5 weeks, I used to go every other day, and now it's go maybe twice a week or once a week. So I'm feeling a bit sluggish, and so actually doing something like reinvigorating some running would be good.
Brilliant. So should we just talk about that then, and use this one as an example?
Yeah.
So if running then is a priority for you, what are the different options for it? If you're thinking about, obviously next week it gets busier, so it will look different now that we're kind of getting back to a different normal, I guess. So what are some of the options for you to get you to where you want to be, essentially?
I can talk about the things that stop me, which might be a way of getting not having the running kit and gear in the right place.
Yes.
It is, because if I have to look for it, I won't do it. So I think maybe making sure that the shoes, the shorts, all the other stuff is in the same place and there's enough of it there. So I just go to that corner and there's there's kind of limited excuse making.
Yeah.
There's also waking up maybe half an hour early, waking up at 5:15 and running at 5:30. That sounds hellish in the old winter season, but I could try. there's actually putting in my diary that Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the days I run, and then just sticking to it could be an option. I could tell people I'm doing it so that I'm held to account by my colleagues and friends.
Yep. And before, but I kind of forgot to say, there's a little scale here.
Yeah.
Where on the scale currently would you say that your running is at the moment in terms of how sort of how satisfied you're feeling in your running life at the moment?
3.
Okay. So out of these options, which one of these, and it could be all of them, or it could be just one of those that you think, what would get you from a 3 to a 4? We're not trying to get to 10, but just one small thing that might get you from a 3 to a 4. If you were to say tomorrow I can start this, what is my next step? What would you say?
I think, well, when I was doing the Couch to 5K, I went every other day religiously. It doesn't matter whether it was raining or freezing or sunny. I just did it because the app told me to do it, so I did it.
Yeah.
So maybe I think putting it in the diary and then telling people I'm doing it, and then saying it's the morning time I do it, rather than when I've given myself too many options, I tend not to do it. So if it is a morning thing, I might, and it's in the diary, in my head, even if it's a head diary, I'm likely to do it.
Well, you're kind of telling all of us now, aren't you, that you're doing it? So I guess you've already hit that.
Have I just told the whole parent community I'm running?
We can all keep you accountable.
Okay.
So just to get specific, because if we don't have specifics, it probably won't happen. So you've talked about the days. When we leave this conversation, do you have your diary now with you?
I've got my,
So what are you going to put in the diary? What days are you going to say and what time?
Well, if I did Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday.
Are they going to be all at the same time on each day?
Yes. I think waking up any earlier might just push me into exhaustion. So I think if I ran from 6 to 6:30, so wake up at 5:45 on those days, and then run as soon after that.
So wake at 5. Did you say 5:45? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. And ASAP.
Yeah.
And do you have a goal, sort of a length of time in mind, or a particular route that you like to run?
There's a 5K route that I can run.
Yeah. Great. And how do you think that will benefit you if you're able to do that sort of starting next week?
Well, when I was doing it before Christmas, I was really chuffed with myself because I've never done anything like that before, and I was more energized. I had more energy and felt good about myself. And coming to school on those days, it felt like I'd achieved something before the day had begun. Yeah. So it benefits me in both physically, but also my kind of sense of achievement and self-worth was better.
Yeah. Brilliant. So that's just we've kind of just modeled that for you of parents, how you can sort of almost coach yourselves. I know we've done it together as a pair, but this is something you can do really easily, just in your own time. And you might want to, what I would do is start with this section here and get in what are those key priorities for you. Rate yourself from 1 to 10. And then you can kind of use this as you wish. You might want to take sort of a segment a week and just work on one thing at a time, an area that you think is most needed for you.
Mr. Sharma, could we give some categories for the parents when we send out the email? It'll be things like your mental health, your physical health, your family. You might want to find different ways of connecting with family. Yeah. Social life. It could be faith, it could be spirituality, it could be how you nurture your new ideas and thinking. So we will give some suggestions.
Yeah.
That's been really helpful for me. And the idea of coaching self may feel a bit unfamiliar, but as one of our governors says, if you don't put it in the diary, if you don't diarize things, they're unlikely to happen. And she says, diarize, or use your diary. And what I took away from this also, Mrs. Sharman, is being specific about what little next step you could do to move you to the next part of an enriching life. Yeah,
exactly.
Easy to do, easy to start with, and thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and I hope it's helpful.
Yeah. See you soon. Or downstairs. Bye.